Hello from Death Valley National Park. We are at Zabriskie Point for sunrise, and this is the place to be for sunrise because not only do you get to watch the sun rise over the mountains, but you also get to watch the moon set. I don't think I've ever watched the moon set in my life, and it set past the mountains, and it was so cool to see. After the moon set, the sun rose and it lit up the mountains in a bright pink color, and it was beautiful. It was really cool to see. Then we got to explore Golden Canyon a little bit, which is right below Zabriskie Point. You can just walk down. They have trails you can explore the Golden Canyon. I've honestly never seen anything like this place in my life.
I think for getting up for sunrise, it was worth it because you could go and see, sunrise, moon setting. That was very cool. But where the sun is rising, there's nothing that's really cool to look at. So everything is behind.
That's true because you're taking photos of what the sun's lighting up as it rises.
Yeah. So that was cool because
that's true.
You see it start to get pink at the top. It wasn't your typical sunrise.
Yeah, you're not looking at the sun.
Yeah.
That's true. We left our campsite at around 6, right?
Yep.
And we are camping right outside of Death Valley National Park boundaries.
And it was a 15-minute drive in.
And it was only a 15-minute drive. So to give you like a time estimate, if you're trying to figure out when to leave in the morning from your hotel or your campsite, wherever you're staying, we woke up at 5. We're car camping, so it takes a long time to like unset up our car camping situation and then get in the front seat and drive. So we woke up at 5, left our campsite by 6, and then we're to Zabriskie Point by 6:20ish, 6:30ish, and our campsite is right outside the park boundaries. So from the park entry to Zabriskie Point, how long would you say it was? Like 10 minutes, 15-minute drive?
Maybe 15 minutes,
15-minute drive. The Death Valley National Park fee area isn't like your typical national park entrance. It's a pay fee kiosk that's self-service. You just have to press the start button to get your ticket, and then they also have maps here. We have made it to Devil's Golf Course. It's very windy, so hopefully you can hear me, but we have this place almost completely to ourselves. We're here in February, so obviously that is a great time to come, but this place exceeded my expectations. This area of Death Valley National Park is nearly 65 meters below sea level, so we are below sea level right now, and it is just completely covered in salt. Kenny was expecting an actual golf course when we got here.
Don't call me out.
Because I do all of the research before our trips. It is not an actual golf course. It is the golf course that only the devil can play on.
You want to lick it?
No!
It's kind of good, actually. It says it's actually 86 meters below sea level.
Wrong.
282 feet, if I do quick math.
Oh, please. It says it on the map.
The other thing about this place, yes, we did think that it was going to be a golf course, but and to go
I'm just kidding. I did too before I did research.
Coming here, I thought there was going to be like a free-for-all golf course. Like, hey, bring a golf ball and a golf club on the plane. Like, I thought about it. Don't know where we were going to fit it.
I think that's a fair guess.
But I really thought that it was going to be a once in a lifetime. You want to hit a golf ball in Death Valley? Bring a golf club, golf ball. Go for it. We could here.
I think that is
I don't think you would find it.
I think that is a fair guess given it's called Devil's Golf Course. Like, if you don't know anything about where we're going, like, you don't do the research for our trip, so how would you, of course you would think it's a golf course.
I feel like even if I did the research, I probably would have still brought the golf club and golf ball.
Whoosh! Was that salt?
It was a rock.
We made it to Badwater Basin, and this is one of the best sights that we've seen today. This is essentially a massive salt flat that, if it wasn't one of the driest, hottest places on Earth, which it is, that this could be a huge saltwater lake. That's how far below sea level we are. Because it's one of the lowest hottest and driest places on earth, we get these beautiful white salt flats instead.
It looks a lot like Bonneville's salt flats.
It does.
But
it's really cool.
a
The
little
mountains
dirtier.
are closer.
Yeah, so it's like the salt isn't as
White. Yeah, but the mountains are closer. I agree.
A tiny little island that you're telling me. Tiny little island playing on repeat. Let my imagination keep me company. It don't even matter what's reality.
We just made it to Dante's View, which is an incredible, insane mountain view of Death Valley and Badwater Basin where we just were. It is quite a bit chillier up here because of the elevation, but it's really cool to see the stark contrast of like super high elevation in the mountains and way below sea level. Right before this, we had lunch at the visitor center in Furnace Creek, which is also where the inn at Death Valley is, and that inn is so beautiful. We just stopped there and looked around the property for a second. It was beautiful. Then we had lunch at the visitor center and made our way here. It was about a 30-minute drive from the visitor center.
Close my eyes, I can feel it now, deep inside my mind. The truth is I believe the lie.
We just realized that right down below us is where we were when we were on the salt flats. And Indigo and I both looked at each other and we were like, how far do you think those people in front of us are? Are they halfway? And we're like, yeah, they look like they're halfway to the mountain ridge.
Yeah.
So-
Basically,
so-
the distance across the salt flats was longer than it probably looked, is what we thought.
But now that we're getting up here, we can go and really tell that
We
the
were not
distance
even
all the way over
close.
there.
There's where we were. We were literally like right here, and we thought for sure we were like a quarter away to the mountains. Yeah, joke's on us.
It don't matter, make it good, it's not even me, alter ego. It could just be placebo.
We're at our last stop of the day, Artist Palette, and this place is so cool. It reminds me so much of the Bentonite Hills in Utah. We're literally standing in Rainbow Mountains. Like, I wish the camera could pick up how purple and green these colors are, because you will not believe it unless you see it with your own eyes. I will say it's a little bit slippery. I did slip and fall. It scared me more than anything, but did get caught up a little bit, so be careful. Wear shoes with good traction and watch your footing.
We'll get you some salt to rub on that.
Oh gosh, that was sting. No thanks.
It works, so.
This is one of the stops on the Artist Palette Drive. It's a big loop drive with a ton of rainbow mountains, and this is just like the main focal point. So definitely do the drive at the very least, if not stop at the overlook.
It could just be placebo. Placebo. It don't matter, make it good. It don't have to make sense, can't be understood. It could just be placebo. Placebo. Close my eyes, I can feel it now, deep inside my mind.
Good morning. We just got to Mesquite Sand Dunes for sunrise, but as you can see, there's not much of a sunrise because it is raining here, which is insane. Death Valley National Park gets less than 2 inches of rain per year on average, so it is pretty crazy that we get to be one of the few people to see this park in the rain. We easily could have woken up and been like, of course, the one day that we're here, it's raining, and started complaining. But the thing about weather on trips is it is all about perspective, so we are choosing to see it as a positive because we get to be one of the few people to see this park in the rain, which is so cool.
Where it's from, don't care if it's right or wrong, don't care, I can play along. It don't matter, make it good, it's not even me, alter ego. It could just be placebo.
We're up on the sand dunes now. It took us about 20 minutes, would you say, to get here?
Yeah.
Climbing up sand dunes takes a lot more time than you think it's going to because every step you take up, you slip a little bit back down, But this is another big pro to having rain today, is that the sand is so much more compact. It's so much easier to hike up than if it was just dry. So if you're in Death Valley and there's rain in the forecast, there just happens to be rain in the forecast, maybe come to the sand dunes on the rainy day. The weather right now is perfect. I can't even imagine how hot and miserable it would be up here in summer when it's pushing 130 degrees Fahrenheit. But today it is like 50 degrees, 60 degrees, perfect sweater weather. There's no one here. And now we just get to enjoy it pretty much all to ourselves. Don't hurt him.
I don't want him by me.
We should walk away. That's a big beetle. Kenny!
Oh.
Kenny!
Oh.
No!
Nia, go grab him.
What
I
did you
feel
just
so
do?
bad. You spend all day
He
getting up
spent
there.
his whole life getting up there.
Should I grab him? He's making his way back up.
I'm in
What does a
shock
kitty make this
right
fun?
now. I can't believe I got that on video. My little beetle friend made it back up. Good job, beetle. The Mesquite sand dunes were so worth it. After the sand dunes, we drove through the Panamint mountain range. So cool. We were up to almost 5,000 feet of elevation at one point, so we literally went from sea level to 5,000 feet of elevation. It was beautiful. It reminded us a lot of Iceland. Then in 10 minutes, we drove back down to nearly sea level into the Panamint Valley, where we are finishing our Death Valley National Park trip. We are on our way to Joshua Tree tonight. Actually, right now we're heading to our campsite, so I'm excited to explore the next national park. So we will see you in that video. Bye.